Hey everyone, Streamin Demons, Jim Phoenix, and we're starting a new one out coming at you soon. We've got Crow 2, 3, 1. That's what we have, all the crows. We did Crow 4 last time. Whoops. And now we're going 2 and 3 and 1 in that order because
Oh, I thought we were going
last.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no, 3, 2, 1. You want to do 3, 2, 1? Contact, motherfuckers. All this and more.
On the next Streamin Demons.
3, 2, 1, contact. I like that. We'll do that one. Can't get any worse. We did 4 last time.
That's exactly how I watched them.
Is this our theme song? Sounds? Can I ask? I always think it's that same song now.
I think this was in the Crow 3 soundtrack.
I believe this is called Gay Loop, by the way. I don't think that's mine. Oh, hey, everyone. Hey, kids. Hi, everyone. Jim Phoenix here and my co-host, Box Human. Where are you on this thing?
J.M. Brannick.
J.M. Brannick. I'll learn it one day. It's only been 4 years.
It's been a few years.
Like that. I don't know.
Sometime.
I just can't wait to do this episode of Crow.
And Crow. And also Crow.
If you want to get it out of the way right now, why don't you like and subscribe to our podcast before you hear what the rest of it is? I think you like us better that way.
Oh, no.
Although today's a Crow, right?
Yeah, Crow. And then Crow. And then also Crow.
Crow T Robot's with us. Oh, my God. I should have got Crow T Robot. Fuck. That's a missed opportunity.
I would have loved that.
Missed opportunity.
I am a fan. Big fan. Me.
And if we were going to be on Riverside FM, because they didn't fuck me over 12,000 ways like Zencaster just did.
You like it.
Yeah, not that way.
You never said the safe word.
They could have fucking spit on their cock before they did it to me. Ooh. There's a hi, Mom. There's a hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Not mine, apparently. Which is why I could, when I was going to visit my mom and surprise her for her birthday, I knew I could say it on this podcast because she doesn't listen.
Yeah,
I could have told her every present I got her.
She wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known.
Which means today's special podcast, I'm telling your mom every present you're getting. That's right.
For what? It's not my birthday.
No, it's not. It's not your birthday. You're getting your mom something. Why would I tell you your presents? I'll be spoiling it to you, not your mom then.
How do you know what I'm getting Mom?
I read credit card statements.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Not necessarily mine. By the way, you are having something coming in the mail soon.
Well, thank you.
Which reminds me, if this goes well, Box, you want to do Jawses?
Oh, we could do Jawses. I've seen them all many times.
How many Jaws are there?
There are 4.
Can we do Cruel Jaws as part of it too?
Oh, well, okay.
I think Cruel Jaws is Jaws 2.
Here's the thing. I cannot know. It's not, but Jaws 2 is not much better. Watching 3 movies was hard because they blurred together after a while.
Well, okay, hold on. Watching 3 movies from the Crow franchise is hard because after the first one, they just copy the shit out of it.
Okay.
It's not like watching Jedi and Empire.
I actually liked that idea. The concept of that, where the Crow goes and basically does the same thing. It could have been done better.
What? 4 cis white males? Oh, I guess Brendan Lee, but 3 cis white males and Brendan Lee.
Well, okay, so I don't want to go too much into the Crow 2, but I watched them, like I said, in order of 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
So,
which oddly enough, I did the same thing. Well, I saw the first one like years ago, but that's how I rewatched them.
I have never seen the first one. So it was a delight when it was slowly getting better, although 3 was horrible.
This movie's getting better. This franchise looks awesome in reverse. It's a shit show the other way.
should we talk about number 3? Should we just
All
dive
right.
in?
So what we did, and since no one's gonna go, we're gonna go first, I think. We did Crow Salvation. We did Crow, City of Angels, and then The Crow. And we're talking about in that order. So we already talked about what? Crow Genesis. What was number 4? Tito Santana and this magic wiener dancing.
It had okay, I actually
The
liked The
topless
Crow number
guy?
4. I really liked
You liked 4?
I liked 4 because it was balls
Tara
to the
Reid?
walls crazy. It was wild. And it has actually a lot of good actors in it. It has Tara Reid, it has Edward Furlong, and then it has our boy, help me out, Danny Trejo.
Yeah, I forgot his name
Danny
too. I
Trejo.
actually call him
And
Edward
David
Elmas.
Boreanaz. Oh god,
David
no.
Boreanaz.
No,
I call
no.
him Chico Santana.
David Boreanaz.
Right, it has a
And-
bunch of talent. Except for the writing and the fucking script and the directing.
But it's so funny and wild. And again, Danny Trejo, question mark, playing a Native American, question mark, playing a priest, question. It was great.
But you know what?
I loved it.
That tells you how bad Crow Salvation, Crow 3 is. Because you're actually reminiscing about Crow 4 instead of talking about the fucking movie for 3.
I know.
With Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst is in this.
She gives such a... You know who else is in this?
Such a goose egg performance. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. It's
William
so
Atheron,
bad.
Eric Mabius, Debbie Fan.
So it also has the guy that was in Ghostbusters and also the reporter from Die Hard.
Walter Goggins is in it.
And
Walton Goggins. I can read today. Walton Goggins is in it. If you don't know, what Walton Goggins done?
Can you tell me?
Justified. Holy shit. Okay.
I don't.
You need to stop watching Shark 12,000 NATO 16 and watch him fucking Justified.
I'm good.
Masterclass of acting. The entire fucking series. And writing too, by the way. Writing is phenomenal.
So I guess this is in Salt Lake City, which I do kind of like the Crows being in different major metropolitans. I do enjoy that as well. Are they actually there? No. Is there actually something going on?
Been to Salt Lake City? That might have been.
I have been. This one was kind of weird because, okay, I do also like that the crow time to become the crow gets shorter also. The more to the first one we get.
Is this the one where he could turn into the crow? Or into a crow?
See, and I get them too. I'm getting confused with that. This is the electric chair one.
Yeah, this is the one where they do the botched electric chair at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Because he killed his girlfriend, but not really. The cops are corrupt.
He didn't. And then Kirsten Dunst is there, and she's all like, I hate you.
She's like 10 years old watching someone get fucking executed. Oh my God, Faces of Death. That was me. I was Kristen Dunst.
Yes, you were Kristen Dunst.
I was Kristen Dunst. All you need is the
you
guy
look
with
just
the
like
guitar.
her.
Sometimes I do.
So that's how he gets the weird scars. That's how he becomes the crow, is because of the botch.
Okay, no. His face is fucking burnt to a crisp. How the fuck does he peel his skin off and have like makeup underneath his fucking skin?
I enjoyed the face peel. I did. There is a lot of body horror in this, which I did like.
There is. The guy with the scar, like the killer with the scar, and like the end scene, which we'll get to probably about that one too.
Yeah.
But fuck me, man.
The beginning was wild because it just showed the same scene over and over and over and over again, which was really weird for me because I'm like, didn't we just watch?
Day, dude.
It really was. But yeah, the true killer has a weird scar on his wrist, which I was watching this with Audrey, and she's like, oh, that's where they put the drugs. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, they put the drugs in the arms?
Wait, you mean shooting up?
Yeah, or something like that.
That's where they're shooting up?
Like, I think so.
Yeah, you can.
Or they're hiding the drugs. I don't know.
Why would they be cops?
Weird.
Okay, the killers were cops in this one.
The killer, okay,
framing him.
So
So they weren't trying to hide drugs to get them in. They could just bring them in.
But the whole thing was about drug smuggling at the end of the day.
You got that out of this fucking movie? You got this out of drugs?
At IMDb, yes. I got this on Wikipedia and IMDb because this movie, oh God, the writing
is absolute shit. And by the way, I
so
have
bad.
to say this again. On IMDb, if you look at it, James O'Barr's listed as a writer. He did not fucking write this. He had nothing else to do with this fucking movie.
Allegedly, he wrote this.
No, it's like they credit him because he creates the comic book that this is based on. O'Barr worked on one Crow movie. It was the first one. The rest just put his name to it. They probably had some fucking production deal.
I didn't care for this Crow. I will say that. I did not care for this Crow.
Okay, watch. This movie has so many wrong things with it, including like a cop that was raping a 10-year-old or some shit. Or like, 15-year-old. Like, how old are you? 15? Well, unzip. You're in the wrong neighborhood, girl.
Was pretty wild. That was pretty darn wild. And this Crow is very... He has like the eyes, like he has the bugged out eyes, and that's kind of his whole character. Like he tries to do one-liners and he just can't pull them off, nor are they good.
Okay.
One-liners.
Okay. Now, for the guy that did it, Eric Mabius, you have to admit he was probably the best actor in this fucking film. Besides Walton Goggins, but because he can't do any fucking wrong, but Walton's like in a half minute of this shit.
It's so hard because nobody won in this movie. Nobody won in this Crow.
The Crow doesn't fucking win.
Crow doesn't win.
People don't win. The bad guy sure the fuck didn't win. And we get to see
Kirsten Dunst didn't win.
You know who she plays after this?
I looked this up because I'm like, wait a minute, was she
fucking Jane Watson?
Yeah, like I was looking this up because I'm like, oh, surely she was doing just crap at this time because why? No, before she was doing pretty major things, and after she was doing pretty major things.
Didn't she do like Vampire? Like obviously before this, when she was somehow younger, right? That's how age works.
Oh, Interview with the Vampire, yes.
In 94.
Yes, in 94. She was in Little Women. She was in Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji.
She was, yeah.
I like all size women. I'm not picky like Kirsten Dunst was.
She was a little woman.
All size.
She was a tiny baby woman.
She was Thumbelina.
And to be honest, like we said, she was just, her lines were just spat out. Very like, how could you do this? How could you?
She's not.
She's checked out.
A good character. And that's the thing. I don't know if she's not a good character or she's not. We know she's a great actress.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's
if
a good actress.
Gave a shit about this movie.
Oh, she did not give a shit about this.
Direction wasn't there for this movie, or maybe she's like, "Holy shit, they're gonna ask me to be Spider-Man in Spider-Man fucking film." I have to get through this piece of shit first. Okay,
I think that was it. But to be honest, like, it's like plot on plot on plot on plot, but not really going anywhere either.
Which is really weird because this is the third fucking movie in that franchise.
This is the third movie. Salt Lake City, there are 0 Mormons. I was upset about that.
More man than what, Jimbo?
Zing. And that's the thing with these movies too, and we'll get to even Crow 1, we'll get to all this, but there's nothing that says this is the city that we are taking place in. And that's kind of a shame, because then it just becomes like dilapidated building town.
There's
and
nothing
that's like
that says
what this
that?
was.
Are you saying there's something that says? Let me tell you the IMDb top tags for this. Rape and revenge. Ugh. Attempted rape. Wow, what the fuck? Rape. These are the first three. Rape and revenge is one of them. Attempted rape and then rape. Those are the first three. And then Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah, and and here's the thing, but there's nothing in the movie. It's not like, oh, that's a landmark that in It Follows. You see it and you're like, oh, that's Detroit. Oh, I know where that is. But with this, it could be any town, but every town is dilapidated and burning for some reason.
But guess what?
So
they actually do film in Salt Lake City, by the way.
Did they really? Well, they didn't utilize it. They did not utilize it very well. In this one too, this is the one where she basically every cop ever in Salt Lake City is in this
completely corrupt. There are no Ernie Hudsons in this shit.
No, and they're all involved in sex clubs that are also online, and this is also how they get money. And also, even though it's what's-his-face's daughter, they all rape and kill her. They talk about stabbing her 37 times or something.
And they blames the boyfriend, and it goes, and they go, and the William Atherons, and I can never, oh man, was he in Real Genius? William Atheron?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he plays, he's in Real Genius. He's Professor Jerry Hathaway. And also in Ghostbusters, that's the guy from Ghostbusters you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the Ghostbusters guy.
In this shit.
And the Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Okay, yeah.
Because he gets punched in Die Hard, and then he's in Die Hard 2, which is amazing because I like that.
He gets punched in Ghostbusters as well, I think.
I think so.
He's just every fucking movie, man.
He's just a punchable fist. Oh, and guess what? He's also in on it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to spoil it because it's not worth seeing.
No, I think anything that's 24 years old, you can pretty much just say what shit happened. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this 24-year-old movie, The Crow 3, starring the dude from Resident Evil and Ghostbusters.
Here's the thing, too. I had to
Vampire Girl.
Ask Audrey to borrow her account for Paramount because that was the only place it was. It was not streaming anywhere. Even Tubi would not touch it. Tubi's like, no, you don't mean that, do you? You don't mean The Crow.
You mean the old cartoons with those crows with Tom and Jerry? That back then definitely wasn't blackface. That cartoon, you want to watch it instead?
Well, they wanted it. No, Tubi was like, we have The Crow 4, we have The Crow 2. We do not have Crow Salvation. We do not talk about that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give you a bit of a devil's advocate or crow advocate.
Okay.
According to this one feature review on IMDb, they really enjoy this movie. And when you see the person sign off on it, Lady Jackhammer. Yeah. So if you have the mentality that your name's like Lady Jackhammer, which could be a lady who jackhammers, or most likely.
Maybe. We don't know.
An 8 out of 10. Fuck me, that's gotta be sarcastic, right?
It has to be. It has to be. Because to be honest, too, because okay, we've talked about rape revenge movies before. The I Spit on Your Graveses and whatnot. But this, even with explosions and
so many explosions.
Many explosions.
The car took out a fucking helicopter. The car took out a fucking helicopter.
But not in a fun way, in a boring way.
And the
Crow was so CGI'd. The Crow was so CGI'd, and it was very upsetting. And none of the deaths were really all that memorable. And again, he's trying to be so okay. This is what I don't like about the Crows, except for Crow 1, is that everybody tries so hard to be like, "Ooh, I'm so badass." And when you try to be that, I have my cat here.
Meow meows.
Hi.
Not only badass, but
it's just too much. It's so cringe. It's sad cringe.
They all try to be Brendan Lee. I mean, if you ever watched it, we all have now watched all the Crow movies.
We have now.
There's only one Crow movie they can actually explain the fucking makeup for, and that's the first one. Everyone else all of a sudden pulls it out of their ass. So it looks like a crow now.
Okay, so even the first one,
guy peels his fucking face off.
Yes, he does.
To find his makeup.
His goddamn face off.
He
I
peels
liked
his
it.
face off and goes, "Oh, look, I just happen to look like a makeup artist." Think about Brandon Lee with like, I don't know, does he have like red eyes, like antihistamine? Does he need a fucking droplets?
I kind of liked that because they were trying to do it without doing it, and it's like, okay, I'll give you props for that, and that's creative at least.
Like a guy who's staring at a fucking eclipse.
But his eyes were just all buggy and weird, and like I said, he was just trying so hard to be badass, and it just was not working out.
Well, not even working out. What's the love interest in this one? Like the girl, I know the girl who gets killed in the beginning, but did you?
Yeah, the girl that gets killed in the beginning.
Did you care at all about her?
No, because you didn't know her.
You didn't even know her exactly.
You didn't know her,
you
like
did
at
not
all.
know her at fucking all. Like, oh, sucks to be you. Your girlfriend died and you got framed for it, I guess, or some shit. I don't know either of you, but
yeah,
okay,
I don't know any of your motivations. I don't know any of her motivations except why was she even in that club? Why did she even go upstairs?
What the fuck did the cops motivate? It's like whatever any of these motivations of okay, revenge. Revenge. And he gets brought back twice.
Yeah, he does get brought back twice.
Fucking Groundhog Day, because he's like, oh, sorry, apparently my intel was bad. I thought you killed them all, even though you probably killed. Yeah, well, yeah. All right, so we can trash this movie all we want.
Yeah.
Are there any redeemable parts of this movie besides, honest to God?
It was so forgettable.
The helicopter exploding after a car explodes from like an ashtray or some shit. That was at least, wow, you had a budget and you fucking did this with it.
Yeah.
You had a budget and you're like, what can we spend it? The shittiest thing we can do. I know.
The sad part, because they did have the practicality of having the budget for explosions
$10 million budget. It had I believe, a single theatrical release. And I don't mean nationwide. I mean a single fucking movie theater. A single movie theater showed it.
They pulled it. They pulled it very, very
the reactions were so horrific. Like, holy shit, are we still doing straight to video? Because this is 2000. You could kind of get away with straight to video in 2000. You could definitely have done it in the 90s. A lot of shit. 80s and 90s were a lot of straight to video shit. But 2000 was kind of like, fuck. Especially
2000s was
$10 million for straight to video. Robert Corbin would have made fucking Godzilla having sex with Mothra and coming on Captain Kirk's face for $10 million. And we got
Hi, Mom. Thanks for still listening. The problem for me obviously was the writing, but was the plot. It was boring. It was corrupt cop.
Yeah.
And everybody's corrupt. Everybody's corrupt.
There was one part what was kind of cool, the corrupt cop part, and James Abar, I think, does take some of this for later on for his IDW release for his comic book later on. Like, not the release of the original one, but the continuous
afterwards. Yeah,
the cop knew what the Crow was, because most people in the Crow movies like, I don't recognize.
Who are you?
This guy doesn't. This guy doesn't have any fucking makeup on. He looks just like the guy who they electrocuted.
Except with like a little
the daughter. You think you'd recognize a motherfucker? Like, oh, yeah, my daughter's ex-boyfriend, maybe. Oh.
And like he rises up real quick. He rises up real quick. It's not like a year later or like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in the morgue.
I think it like rises up really quick because Brendan Lee took like an hour to dig through the fucking ground. Which, when people don't remember Brendan Lee's in Crow 1, we're talking about later on, it's because it's been so long, and they're all drug addicts. But cops should be able to, like, 2 days in the morgue. So how long is that? A week? A couple days?
Yeah. Yeah.
The cops just can't remember who the fuck they killed a couple days ago?
No, apparently not. Apparently.
Execution happened with apparently an executioner hood and a 10-year-old girl watching. But whatever.
That was weird. And then they bond later. It's just a mess. It's a fucking mess.
It's a fucking mess. It doesn't go anywhere. What would you give it as a Cthulhu? We spent like 20 minutes talking about this. That's how much we hate it.
1.
Fair.
1.
1.5 tops.
Yeah.
And only 1.5
Forgettable.
was because, yeah, no, it's a 1. You're right. I can't even go with
Yeah.
1.5. Fuck off.
I mean, even the music was just not great. It was trying to, it tried too hard. Everything was trying too hard, and the plot was boring. I don't
Yeah.
want corrupt cops.
And at some point, I'm like, man, I wonder how bad Rob Zombie's movie had to be that they put this out instead.
Right, because I saw that too. I
Like,
saw
Rob,
that
how
too.
bad did you
That
fuck up your movie track, dude? They're like,
like they wanted to
"Hmm."
have Rob Zombie write, and
and
and whatnot,
and I
and
love
they
Rob
said
Zombie
no.
films, man. I love his original work. I'll be one of the people who admits it. I even loved his Halloweens.
Okay,
I love his
okay,
fucking Halloweens. I mean,
that's
I think
fine.
his
He
Halloweens are
has.
better than the last 3 from
Here's
Blumhouse.
here's the thing: is he has a vision. He has a very clear vision, and he has a style. He has a very clear style. I think this would have been very stylized to him, and it might have worked for that time period,
I
especially.
think it would have worked better for his style.
Yeah,
I think he was making one in the future or some shit, but meaning it
who
was set in
knows?
the future.
Yeah,
Not
right,
not
right,
not
right,
our
right.
next one for Crow, the City of Angels, set in the future of 2002 LA.
We will have to watch the new Crow that's coming out this
I'm not
year.
watching that. Fuck off.
Yep, we're
No,
gonna
I
have
ain't
to.
watching that shit. I'm not watching
Somebody's
that.
gonna have to. Or somebody's gonna watch
Right.
it.
So
Okay.
Crow, City of Angels, so both got nominated for the best movie in 1997 by the International Horror Guild, and nominated and won for Fangoria Chainsaw Awards for
Wow.
1997 worst movie.
Oh,
Both the best and the worst fucking movie.
okay. I liked this one a lot better. I thought he was a better Crow.
Yes.
Okay, so this one,
Vincent
okay,
Perez,
this one
or
was,
not Vincent Perez.
um,
Vincent Perez. This one, yeah, right.
I think, yeah,
This one
yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
Iggy Pop and Vincent
Iggy Pop.
Perez's
Okay, yeah, and Tui Trang,
and Chewie.
who
Who?
is Tui Trang. She was the Yellow Power Ranger. This was like
Okay,
one of her movies before she passed. R.I.P.
the yellow Power Ranger passed away.
Yeah, yeah. She was in a car accident.
Oh, I did not know that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was very young. So this was like one of her only films. This was, I think, her last film, to be
And
honest.
we have at least also some characters from the last movie. The first movie, Crow 1.
Which
You
again,
get Sarah.
because I'm watching them
Backwards, you
backwards,
didn't know, right?
I'm like, who the hell is this chick? And apparently, she's a tattoo artist now.
Oh, good.
This is in Los Angeles, so going a little bit to Crow 1 was not set in Los Angeles. This is set in Los Angeles. Again, burning buildings everywhere. Like, in the future, everything's just on fire. She is in this weird, dilapidated loft with amazing lighting. A million candles. A million fucking candles.
Well,
And,
tattooed artists are popular that way.
and so in my notes I said, I really hope this is a girl Crow. And I really, really wanted
It
it
was
to be.
almost. It was
It
almost a
was,
girl Crow. That was part of the pre-production plan.
I wanted it so hard to be a
Yeah.
girl Crow.
That was part of the
Because that would have
pre-production,
been,
and it would have made sense.
yeah.
A lot of
And she's psychic?
Oh, okay. I think she's psychic because because she's the original little girl from the original. Wait, because she's not the actress of the original girl.
Yeah,
The
which
character is the
I
original girl.
disagree. I disagree.
It's
I disagree.
You can disagree all you want, but that's literally the fucking.
I know it's supposed to be
gaslight.
that, but boo. And also, she wants to fuck the Crow. And the Crow wants to fuck her.
Now,
Because he's a single dad who's ready to full.
Well, yeah, because he's not a single dad no more. He's a they're not orphaned because he loses his kid, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
so it's not an
loses his
orphan. What is
son.
that? Just like fucking losing your kid.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
so
called death,
sad.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's his fucking vengeance plot.
Yeah.
So,
which was a pretty brutal death, I will say, because they were tied together, shot, and then like kicked off a pier, and then he crowed up from underwater.
From underwater,
but he didn't bring his son with him. the first time. I thought that was interesting.
Right.
When he crowed up. He did crow up and scream.
This is where the movie is going to get very, maybe not weird for you, but it might make you understand things a little bit better on how this is
Okay.
presented for you.
Okay.
Who puts this film out?
I don't know.
Miramax.
Okay.
This was one of the times where, let's say, Miramax and Weinstein was doing a lot of fucking bullshit cuts.
Oh,
And
okay.
so this is not necessarily what the story should have been, even the way they shot it.
Yeah.
This is being cut up and being sliced and diced at a point where it didn't resemble even the track of it would have happened if you just read it as a book.
Which makes so much sense because everybody talks so cryptically in this movie.
Right. But if you reshuffle the fucking scenes and you add the ones they cut out, it goes, oh, it makes perfect sense. This is my original
Like Event
Harry
Horizon.
Potter movie moment. Where if there's one, okay, I know this, it'll make sense. Watch. There's a Harry Potter, like Goblet of Fire or some shit like that, or Order of Phoenix, where if you didn't read the fucking books, you have no idea why they just cut to this other thing. Like, what the fuck this guy pissed off about? Like, what? I don't understand any of this shit. And then you read the books, like, oh, okay, you're supposed to have read the books to understand the movie now? Fuck you. Something got cut, and that's your fault. Well, not you.
But this comes with no cliff notes.
And this is exactly it. This is, if you saw it in the theater, you're like, what the actual fuck? We get to have the credit of, time, because this came out 20 years ago. Fuck me. Almost 30 years ago. Almost 30 years ago.
This can drink. This has children now.
This can have fucking heart problems.
That's our problem.
But this has
on a CPAP machine.
Box. This has fan edits. It's not a director edit. There's actually fan edits where the director kind of supports.
Okay.
That's how bad Harvey Weinstein cut this shit up. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic. Obviously, I didn't mean to hit my mic.
Yeah.
So you
were
have
very,
this,
very passionate.
It's the first Crow movie after Brendan Lee dies.
Yeah.
And James Abar was supposed to write it, and he just can't fucking do it. He just can't fucking do it. He just fucking can't do it. And that's why he hasn't. I think that's the reason why he just haven't been able to do one since. Because they were friends, and he just, like, James O'Barr blames himself for Brendan Lee's death.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I didn't do this shit and it wasn't him, he wouldn't have died. And and we'll get into the first Crow movie in a half second. But check out the fucking soundtrack. You said you hated the last soundtrack?
Yeah, this one was good because it has Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop,
and it has to be good. Yeah, it has to be. Honestly, he was the best fucking thing about this movie.
He was, and the funny thing is, he still fucked his scenes up because they're out of order.
Really?
So all the shit he's reacting to, is something you don't even see what happened yet.
I thought he was great. I thought it was great that she kneed him into the junk. That was pretty cool. We do get to watch some sweaty guy whack off. I thought that scene transition was actually kind of cool. Too much scene of him jerking off. But I do like the scene where he's watching this live girl, and she's being like, "Ooh, do I make you horny?" and stuff like that. And then it turns off because his coin is gone. And then he turns it back on and the Crow is there. And I'm like, yes, strip. Like,
get that shit back, motherfucker.
Do it.
So many tits.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of tits. I'm not going to complain about that.
Did number 3 have any nudity?
No.
Yeah.
No, they did. Because remember, there's that BDSM sex thing that they were putting on the internet and getting hits on or whatever.
And then number 4 had none whatsoever, right?
Yeah,
or
no,
maybe
I don't
some
think so.
scantily clad at the Church of Satan, but I don't think any full.
Yeah, we did
Except
not
for Danny
see Tara
Trejo,
Reid's
apparently.
Tits. Yeah, we saw Danny Trejo's tits. That's true. 10 out of 10. Recommend.
And then Crow 2, just like they go full fucking everyone's tits.
This is the hammiest Crow and I liked him. This is where everybody's acting as at like a 1200%. Like everybody's acting is like up there.
And think about how many name actors you had in this movie. Okay,
Oh
think about how
God,
many name
yes.
versus the other one. There you go.
Huh?
I just named them all for you. All the ones you would recognize before this film. You wouldn't recognize Vincent Perez because that motherfucker is like a French Swiss dude. You wouldn't recognize. Well, you'd recognize Iggy Pop, but not as an actor. Oh shit! Wasn't Bon Jovi supposed to be this fucking dude?
I have no idea.
Believe this is supposed to have been Bon Jovi. Anyways, but
They have
anyone
to be
else on this
Trang.
cast list, like Tracy Ellis, you
To be
can't
Trang.
Trang. Sure, as a Powerpuff Girl or whatever the fuck she was,
She's
Power
a
Ranger.
Power
She was a
Ranger.
Power Ranger. But how many fucking Power Rangers they had? They're basically child
There's
slaves.
2 girls. There were 2 girls. This one and the girl that did
Playboy.
the stripper movie. The stripper movie that was also not good.
What stripper movie? The Pink Ranger did a stripper movie?
Yeah, Showgirls. You see her tits.
Well, I should probably rephrase what I'm about to say, but yes.
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to go into it.
Good.
Like, you know, it's like really
hard.
You know, exactly. You don't know because for this one, because like I don't think that's my place to go. But
I thought
there's no one really here.
Yeah, no, but it was much more entertaining. Judah reminded me of the guy, like the leader in the Warriors, like the good guy who gets killed in the beginning. Can you dig it? But evil. No.
From wrestling? What?
No, it's not Booker T.
This one has a storyline. Okay, this one has an actual fucking storyline. We see
it has
Ash
psychics.
and his son Danny. You know, it has the guy takes over for Smiley Face's bullshit drug pin overlord thing that went from apparently Detroit to LA. And we have the psychic, although the way the psychic dies, she doesn't really die, right?
No, I don't think so.
She gets drop kicked out of a fucking window.
Yeah.
And breaks her back.
Okay.
I don't think she dies.
I don't think so. I mean, the deaths in this were pretty good. I do like Curve's death. Leaving him to die in flower petals in the shape of a crow, I died laughing. You just died laughing.
Yeah, they got some intricate fucking shit for that, but yeah.
And it is Day of the Dead Festival, which I also liked because Crow 1 was Devil's Night, and this incorporated Day of the Dead. And I did like that. I thought that was kind of neat.
Right. And for IMDb, it's Back from the Dead, post-punk, psychotronic film, edited from movie, which probably is an allusion to the fan films that did much better. We should watch the fan films once, like later if we got time. But not, well, maybe we'll talk about them, who knows. But not rape, not like the first 3 and the next film are all rape.
Yeah.
Right? There's no fucking plot. It's just rape, and more rape.
Yeah, thankfully they did not rape his child. They just killed his child.
Yeah.
But I did also like that his child was also kind of like a wandering ghost who would like
at the
sometimes
end, right?
cheer him up, like, "Come on, Dad,
you could do it,
get
Daddy.
Get your punk ass up, Daddy. Kill these motherfuckers.
Kill them all. We want fucking everything. We want cookies. Kill them, Daddy."
Yeah, that was basically. Again, I did like that Sarah was a tattoo artist. I wanted her to kill somebody by tattoo. Although her boss, I feel bad for her boss because he did not give her up, and he got hurt from that.
Well, okay, you can feel bad for her boss, but you know what you can't feel bad for?
Liquid IV.
LiquidIV.com. That's right. No, you can't feel bad for the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, it's a good soundtrack.
Performed by Bush. How the fuck did they get? They got some A-list shit on their soundtrack, man. This soundtrack was probably the best.
It's really good. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was very good.
They use their money wisely.
They did, and there was actually there were good deaths. There were good there was good practical effects. There were good explosions. Iggy Pop, just Iggy
$13
Pop,
million
like
was more expensive than number 3, and yet actually made money because it had a theatrical release. And the people in the theater are probably like, "What the fuck is this?" But they just wanted. Okay, 96. They wanted us, and The Crow came out in 94. They wanted to see. I remember this shit. We didn't know how it would be without Brendan Lee. Oh well, I was
a child.
Okay. My generation, we didn't know how it would be without Brendan Lee because we're like, holy shit, how do you fucking do a Crow sequel without Brendan Lee? So it didn't have to be Eric Draven, which thank God it wasn't. Eric D. Raven, get it? Ha ha ha. But it was its own thing ish.
Yes.
Ish.
And
There's enough of the feels, enough of the world building.
Yeah.
I think this was like a more natural I can't speak of it. More of a natural continuation. Thank you. Yeah. Than any of the other movies were just kind of like rando. I'm a crow now. What's that? I don't fucking know. Quack quack.
Yeah, Crow Fest. God, that was bad. But like I said, I like the concept that it does change people. But I also want, like, I did like the flavor of Day of the Dead. I wanted actually maybe a Latino crow, you know, or
hold on to that.
Huh?
Hold on to that.
Okay.
Because I'll give you a small hint. My plug is from Evil Genius Games. Oh. And they have an entire The Crow licensing that they wrote a role-playing game for. And it goes into a whole bunch of fucking shits. You can make your own crow into your crows and
want to make my own
different
crow.
types of crows. The makeup is explained. It's fucking insane. The powers are explained through that shit.
Would want maybe even a Latina crow. Because that was the thing. I wanted this to be Girl Crow. I really did. When we started off with Sarah, because I didn't know who the fuck Sarah was, I was just like,
yes.
Oh, Girl Crow. Like, yeah. And then he came in and was like, fuck. And then she's like, I'm down to fuck with you. And he's like, I am too, but we can't.
Box. There already is a Girl Crow.
When?
Cheryl.
What?
Say it out loud. Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Say it out loud. Cheryl. Say it with me, internet. Was that? Cheryl. Cheryl.
I don't know what you're saying, dude.
There's a Girl Crow.
Yeah.
Say it with me. Cheryl.
Crow.
Thank you.
God, that took a while to get there.
I know. All the good jokes take 12 minutes to get to the punchline.
And also you have to explain it to your co-host.
Explain it to you. Okay. So anyway, Cheryl Crow's a singer from the 90s. And then what happened was had her last name's Crow. I think she dated Bon Jovi.
And she's a woman. Oh, 6 Degrees of Crow.
6 Degrees of Crow. And Tom Servo is in this movie too.
What?
Nope. Lying.
No, he's not. You're a liar.
I just saw I was lying. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, and you are lying.
That.
I did not understand.
Also filmed in Los Angeles.
Yeah, okay, but again, doesn't look anything to me like anything. Like
it didn't.
Anyway, okay, so I wrote this down because I thought it was really, really funny. It's a line that Iggy Pop says, which is "Fuck you, bird dick." And I thought that was really good.
I don't think he even knew he was on camera. At the point,
oh,
fuck you, bird dick.
Honestly, he was great. He was great. He was funny.
Iggy Pop's a good fucking actor.
He is, and he does have comedic timing. He really does, and he's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think this was one of my favorite Crows. I would say this is my second favorite Crow because he was really hammy and just like really getting into it.
What would you give this one?
This one, I would give it a very okay. It tilts into 3.
Me too. I would say about 3.
Yeah, It was fun.
It's rewatchable.
The music was great.
Not too many times.
It is rewatchable.
Give it some time. Don't back to back that shit.
Like I said, it's weird, but weird in a way where it's this neat little time capsule of like, wow, this was life back then. Like, this is what we thought was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun ride.
And you can kind of see where he turns into Crow a slight bit on camera, but not quite. Like Crow 3, the motherfucker just like a transformer. This is like the shadow work for one of the camera angles.
Yeah. And
makes illusion easy.
And honestly, the ending where they're having this big Day of the Dead, like parade festival concert thing, I thought that was a lot of fun too. The extras were having a blast, or at least they were acting like they were having a blast. Right. And that was kind of fun.
Now,
next,
all this brings us to the original
Crow 1. The crowiest crow that ever crowed.
It can't rain all the time. Absolutely.
It can't rain all the time. Yeah.
Back from the dead, superhero action vigilante, the abandoned church, urban setting. Well, that's weird. All right. What did you think? Now you watch backwards.
Yep. I went to the original, and honestly, I think that's the way to do it because they just get better that way. The first one, I could see why it was such a hit. I could absolutely see why it's gained such a cult following. It was very stylistic. It was very smooth. Yeah. Of course, what I really missed with the other crows that you really get with this crow
is that... Give a shit about the woman who gets killed?
Well, and she actually... Okay, so there's, like, the whole thing of, like, oh... the lady, does she do anything? Does she have any hopes or dreams? And she did. She was like fighting against basically like gentrification. Like they were kicking them out. And she was fighting against it. And that was what kind of led to this whole thing. By a steampunk vampire. That's how he dresses. He dresses like a steampunk vampire.
I can see that.
With his sister lover.
It's creepy.
Who is Bai Ling. I did not know that was Bai Ling.
We don't know if they're bi or not. You can't be saying that shit.
That's her name.
Oh, that's her name.
That's her name.
Oh, what did Bai Ling was in?
Huh?
What was Bai Ling in?
She was in a bunch of stuff. She was in a bunch of stuff. I'm
Crank High Voltage? She was in a bunch of stuff. Like what?
I'm looking it up.
Johnny and Clyde?
I did
Scalper,
not.
Haunted Studio, Kung Fu Slayers, Baba Yaga, Patsy Lee and the Keepers of Five Kingdoms.
Yes,
like reading off her
all that info. I know you are. It has Ernie Hudson in this.
It's got Tony fucking Todd in it.
Tony Todd. Oh man, and he plays such a slick fucking character.
Ain't it?
I mean, she was on Entourage and Lost. Anyway,
shit, man, it's got some good stuff in it. And even the people, even the non-people you don't remember their names, everyone does such a great job acting.
Do you know who T-Bird was?
T-Bird? Or Tintin? David Patrick Kelly?
T-Bird was, David Patrick Kelly. He was the Clink Clink Warriors. Come out and play.
Oh, he's also in John Wick too. I don't know Warriors.
You don't know the Warriors? This is my second Warriors reference, by the way.
I know, but I thought I don't know what the fuck.
Anyway,
I was thinking like the movie with fucking Charlie Sheen or something. Moonlighting. Those guys did a lot of shit.
So this, I did not realize that this was set in Detroit because it does not look anything like fucking Detroit.
You said that about all of them. They're all set on fucking scene.
I know. But it doesn't look anything like it. Nothing.
Dude,
and so because I was like watching it
in Detroit.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it's actually filmed in North Carolina. It was North Carolina.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, this looks like it was shot on the moon because that's not Detroit. I did not realize until we were talking about Devil's Night. I'm like, that's odd because only we say that. And then they were talking about Motor City something, and I'm like, that's weird too because we're the Motor City. And then I had to look it up. I'm like, oh god, it's set in Detroit. So you could put this. Honestly, I feel like this is like a what do you call it? Like a spiritual sequel to like RoboCop, because it is very like, oh shit, bad shit's going bad, and we have this Avenger to come and fuck shit up. But yeah, so going back to the girl, yeah, she had actually something. And what I liked about this too is, again, immediate Crow. We don't know anything about what happened. We come upon their death scene. We don't know who these people are. And that was so clever and so smart, because then we're piecing together who he was, who she was, how their relationship was. Brandon Lee, he's so good at martial arts that it's so believable. Like every other Crow, they're just flying around, flopping around on people. The action in this was so satisfying.
But I'm giving you a big but.
Okay. Come at me with your big butt.
I'll come at you, bro.
Okay.
The reason why this is really good isn't because Brendan Lee is good at martial arts, because he can fucking act.
He's an incredible actor.
He's a tremendous actor, and he can act with his face. He can act with his fucking face and his body. He's put his body through fucking torture just to look like that.
Oh man,
the other bitches didn't do shit.
He looked good.
The other guy's like, good. I'm just gonna eat a cheeseburger now and put this
like when he's going up that ladder. I'm like, damn. He did a phenomenal job. And what I liked about it too, the writing was very good, but also he can deliver those lines and be on that cusp. And I kind of liked this, that all the other people were trying to do, on that cusp of being jokey and also being melancholy. Like it's that balance. Like especially when he's with Ernie Hudson.
Yes.
Like, and I love that buddy-ness to them. Like, because Ernie Hudson's a good guy trying to do what's right. He's a cop. But their chemistry is really good.
You care about him. You care about Ernie Hudson. You care about Sarah. You care about Brandon Lee's character, Eric.
So Sarah. I really liked her. I know that this doesn't mean anything. This is just me going like, oh, but it was like such non-binary energy that Sarah was giving out that I loved it.
It's called skateboard.
It was great. No, not
basically,
just that.
Sarah was a skateboard punk.
It's the shaved head, the skateboard, the boy clothes.
Still a skateboarder. You're describing a skateboarder from this time period.
Okay. Yes, from this time period. But it was like everything about her was very... Non-binaries can be skateboarders too, dude.
But everything you described is like, no, you don't understand. She had like a white shirt on. Like, that's the skateboarder look. Oh, no, but she had like a skateboard.
It was a vibe. It was a vibe.
She had I'm like, still skateboarder.
It was a vibe. It was a vibe.
Hey, she's like 7 in this fucking film. I don't want to hear no vibes. Man, where's my fucking zoo? Yeah, I'm using that shit on you.
Talking about non-binaries. That's all I'm talking about.
Okay.
But honestly, like you said before, like just everybody who's in this, like they did a great job at casting. It was really incredible to see. Job. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see like
and the writing, because this goes in with James Barr, who does the fucking Crow comic books. It's got more of his imprint on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of his imprint.
And the lighting was perfect. And and here's another big thing that I kind of lost my mind at, is that the Crow actually like touches Brandon Lee. Like the other Crows were just like, oh, that's a picture of a bird that I'm watching. But this one actually interacts.
One Crow is just fucking Danny Trejo naked.
Yeah.
And like teabagging the guy, like, come back to life, son. And so start teabagging the guy, like, oh,
hey, fuck, man. The Crow came back, didn't it? The Crow
like,
got
its
magic
again. That shit, man.
He did. And also the music, this was very music heavy because the Crow is also a musician, we find out.
Right.
So
Which makes the
basically,
makeup fit.
I didn't understand that. I will be honest. He had a mask. He put some paint on.
It's a whole theatrical Janus Two-Face. Okay, never mind.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure it goes more into it in the comic. To me, it was just like, okay, he has a mask. And he said boo to her once with the mask, and so he's going to use that.
The
I
comic
did really
gets
like.
very bloody. By the way.
I'm sure it's much more explained, but I did enjoy him going to the pawn shop, finding her ring, and finding it not by the look of it, but by the touch of it.
Yeah. In the comic book, let's just say it's a lot more graphic.
Oh, I'm sure. You can get
This is a
away with
graphic
more in the
novel.
comic. It's But anyway, yes, it was a fun film. I enjoyed it. And apparently it is a Detroit film, so I'll have to add that to my list of horror
Damn
adjacent
right.
things
A
in
Detroit
Detroit.
film. Rocksteady. Detroit. Everything's. This was. Oh, and by the way, you know how the other one wins the Fangoria Chainsaw Award for the worst fucking film?
This one wins the
This wins
best.
for best wide release film and best actor for Brendan Lee.
Yeah, no, and I can understand why. Absolutely. Like he brings a real honesty to this work. Like
Brings
he
humility and humanity to it.
yeah,
Crow
and all
has to be
the
human.
humes. Yes. And also inhuman. He was really good at doing honestly the first okay, so Jelly Beans did not like this movie because it has an angry cat in it and she got very upset at that part. She jumped off me and was very upset. But he has a cat, and that's actually the first line that he says is he calls the cat by its name. And I thought that was really telling because it's like that's the first time he becomes kind of like a human again is like when he goes back to his old apartment and
After a year.
starts
Yeah.
after a year and the cat's still okay.
No.
And everything like that.
It's an amazing cast. And like Rochelle Davis, she also wins an award for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, okay.
So everyone pretty
And this
much.
one, it was so much worse too because he experiences, and this was interesting too, he experiences the pain of, again, rape is not our sponsor, but of being raped by everyone, by being killed by everyone. He is, when he crows out, he experiences
he
all of
experiences
this.
like because he gets to see his in the graphic novel, they spend some significant time showing, not because not too much time, but he gets to see his fiance being beaten and raped and then shot. Well, he's basically paralyzed after being shot in the head. That's how the book starts out.
I kind of like this version because it's like he experiences, so that part of the vengeance is so much more gratifying because it's like it's her vengeance as well. It's not just him, it's her.
Sure, which is missing in the other 3 movies.
Yes. No, I agree.
Absolutely. And that's okay, not to go back to the graphic novel, but if you want the graphic novel, it's an amazing thing. James Barr is a great writer, so go for it. It gives a more nuance on his mindset. The graphic novel, the Crow fucks with him, I think, in the graphic novel a lot. Because Crow's like, I can show you these fucking things, pal, but he ain't gonna fucking like it. Like, I can do it. Are you sure, dude? You really want to go through this shit? Okay. I warned your ass. Here we go.
And that's another thing about this movie is the Crow has more of a presence. It is a character.
Yeah, and except for you who watch them backwards, the audience is figuring out the Crow mythos as we go. Because, you can watch a graphic novel, but most of us were, for those that weren't of the age, graphic novels are becoming very popular now. They were still just comic book bullshit. back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Exactly.
frowned upon. You couldn't get them half the fucking stores. Or if the stores had them, it would be Superman and Batman and
Or
maybe
it'd be
X-Men.
like a fucking arm and a leg, or you would get like this issue, but then you couldn't find this issue,
Right,
and then
this
you
would be
got the next
gone.
issue,
Yeah.
and then it's like, fuck, I missed so much. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And it
so
wasn't like it's not like the internet now, too. You can't just go on and be like, hey guys, no.
you had to know this
No.
shit. You gotta know this shit.
No.
So after all that, with the acting and the fucking writing, even I'm not gonna say it because of Brendan Lee died for this, but take that murder.
That was so sad.
Him getting shot because of shitty conditions, working conditions.
Yeah.
Take that all out of there.
Yeah.
The movie, and just them finishing the movie with I know I should take it out and then bring it back in. Finishing the movie with his family's permission. With his family, they actually asked the
Yeah.
family, like finishing it off and with their blessing, and putting this
Yeah.
shit out to be his lasting legacy of this fucking. Because he could have gone out on a fucking buddy cop comedy with Dolph Lundgren, but he doesn't. He goes out with the
No.
Crow, and goddamn, it's a fucking tight movie.
Yeah. It's really, really a masterpiece to his acting abilities, to his physicality of his acting. Because to be honest, if you watch Crow 1 and Crow 4, you will see like, oh, yeah, having a fight scene
It's
is also a
fucking
work of
horrible.
art. Like
Absolutely no.
there's a lot of physical acting. It is a part of physical acting. And he was just very well-rounded.
Now,
And it was a shame. It was a tragedy.
The movie as it is, what do you give
Maybe
this
as
out
it
of 5 Cthulhu's?
That's hard. I feel like there were a few things that could have been cleaned up or made a little bit more coherent. And it's hard because I do want to give it more because it was his last film and it was very well, like I liked the character. I'm gonna say a 4.75.
4.75? That's all good, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really good. I'll watch it again.
Absolutely. This starts entire franchise. This starts everything. This is Dark Knight before Dark Knight.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is if you were a gothy kid back then, this was your movie because this was the only fucking movie for you.
This is the
And
emo,
I wasn't a goth
like,
kid whatsoever, but
yeah,
I can see it. It was
yeah.
romance. It had drama. It had family in it. It's
It had
rated R.
comedy. It had
It's pretty
comedy.
fucking funny. The guy had chops.
Especially when Ernie Hudson's like, what, are you gonna just like vanish into thin air again? And he's just like, I was thinking about using the front door.
Right. No,
Like,
it was
I laughed.
good
I
shit,
literally
man.
laughed out loud.
It was good shit. You gave it 4.75?
Yeah.
Yeah, I well above a 4.5. I would probably still give it a 5, but I can see a 4.75. I'll still give it a 5 because I saw it in the fucking theater.
Yeah, and I think too, because for when I was too young for this. And also too, it was just if I think I had seen it when I was younger and seen it again, I think I would have had fond memories and might have bumped my score a little bit.
Doesn't unage. I mean, a lot of things age poorly. This does not age poorly.
Oh, no. No. This does not age poorly. You could show this in another 20 years, and it would still be just as solid.
Probably fucking 80, but sure. I'll be shitting my pants somewhere. Like, oh, what's
Yeah,
cool is this?
honestly, that's what is going to happen in the old folks' homes later on. They're just going to show Crow reruns, and people are going to be like, I remember
I
this.
remember this motherfucker, The Cure.
Yeah,
Cure for
they'll
what?
just
No,
be
that's a
playing
band.
the Cure. That's what the generation's gonna be. They're gonna be playing The Cure. Who else was in this? There's a lot of other things. 9 Inch Nails, I think.
Sounds like their
Joy
jam.
Division. Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, so they'll be playing all that in old folks' homes, I'm sure, one day, and people are gonna be like, I remember the Crow.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. We did this correctly. I think starting out with 4 last week or last time, and then 3, 2, 1 again. There's no way we could start with number 1 and then go, and they get worse. At least we could end on a happy note. Boy, 3 was a piece of shit. So glad we gave like Crow 1 like 5 minutes to get to 3. You know, no, I think we did this the correct way. And Crow 1, an amazing piece of work. Crow 2, I think is rewatchable, but not right away.
Yeah.
I can watch Crow 1 every year.
I honestly would not watch them back to back. I wouldn't recommend that because you're going to see more flaws in Crow 2.
Yes.
But space it out, you know?
Crow 3,
I know you
watch again.
Yeah, no, don't watch it again.
Or 4.
Fuck you. Nope, I'm going to watch 4 again probably with Audrey at some point because I
want to see Danny Trejo naked.
And Dennis Hopper trying to
play Black?
Yeah.
Hopper's trying to play Black, yeah.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
Trejo is playing indigenous.
Native American.
The kid from Terminator is playing a toughie. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he is, and I think also Latino. And
right, we could never figure that shit out because that was the last episode. I don't want to give. I'm not going to give him more anything with that. So now, what are you? I have a very special plug. Not really a special plug, but I have a plug for this. What's your plug first, though?
Okay. Well, because it does take place in Detroit, which I did not know, but I do now. And because it is like a post-apocalyptic like thing, I'm going to talk about a nonprofit that creates success for neighbors, and it is basically by neighbors for neighbors called Brilliant Detroit.
Okay.
And it's brilliantdetroit.org. And basically, it's communities led by neighbors that get everything they need for kids to be educated, healthy, and stable. So they really work with education, health, and family supports, and trying to get kids reading, early on, and just being supportive. So again, that's brilliantdetroit.org. And so let's not make this a post-apocalyptic future for Detroit.
Go look at that shit. Okay. Detroit, where I can buy properly as fucking Monopoly. Okay? But yeah, you guys have a future. Sure. And I mean, I can buy houses with a credit card.
Hey, look, our motto is from ashes we rise. So look.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it meant asses we rise.
No,
I don't want to buy that Detroit anymore. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, I'm not doing a charity. I'm doing Evil Genius Games. Go check them out. EvilGeniusGames.com. If you like The Crow, you can also obviously do James Lamar's book, the graphic novel. But if you want to role play The Crow, the best one I found out that I played and I loved was The Crow Cinematic Adventures digital editions or print editions. The artwork's beautiful. The story makes sense. And you can kind of map this to the rest of the Cinematic Adventures or Everyday Heroes game system. But go check it out. The Crow from Evil Genius Games.
That would be fun. It would be fun to play different crows.
It puts in a lot more effort explaining. That game puts in more effort explaining the background of the crow and the different crow powers and the makeup than 2, 3, or 4 combined. The only thing that's missing,
I'm sure,
is the Half Naked Danny Trio. If the Half Naked Danny Trio was in there and Pimp Daddy Hopper, it would have been
what
the
if
perfect
I played a Pimp Daddy Danny Trejo?
You could do that. There's probably a character called Pimp Daddy Danny Trejo in there. Check it out. Evil Genius Games. That's it for us. Okay, I think we need to take a small break from our. Okay, this is me saying I haven't watched Jaws 2 probably since it came out in the theater.
How about you watch? How about we both watch together Jaws 1? You watch Jaws 2, and I'll watch Jaws 3.
Oh man, but I like 3D.
But you haven't seen 2 in a while. I want to torture you, and that's like the worst one.
The worst one.
Yeah, it's Scar Jaws. No, it's Scar Jaws.
Scarface Jaws. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got Jaws with a scar. He gets electrocuted.
Okay, so maybe that's your thing. We're gonna start doing franchises now. Alien franchise. That would be.
We could do. I mean, we could do a lot of franchises. We could do even.
We did Ghostbusters before.
We did Ghostbusters.
Franchising started off with Ghostbusters. We did all the Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah, and that was a haunted episode because my internet died.
Yeah, and we said some major fuck. We talked so much shit about that Ghostbusters with Kate McKinnon. Other than we both drool over her.
Oh man,
that's the only thing we could say. Like,
freaking gorgeous in that.
The cast is gorgeous. We love the cast. Everything else about it is a piece of shit, but the cast is nice.
Yeah,
and not just for looks, but just talent level.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we could do Critters. We could do Critters.
I've never seen Critters. Never seen Tremors. We could see.
House only had 2, right? 1 and 2.
No, House had 3, I think.
I didn't even know fucking 3.
I think House had 3. I mean, there's a lot of
Jason's
franchises.
And Freddy's and shit like that.
And Puppet Masters. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Is this turning into sequels? I feel like this is turning into sequels.
Sequels were supposed to like make them better? No, it was James Squared. This might be fucking sequels.
I think this is turning into sequels.
I like it. It's easier for me to understand what movies.
We could do at least a season of sequels.
Let's do that shit. This is our season of sequels. You know why? Because not only I like doing it.
I love looking at it.
Fuck yes, that's right, Voodoo. Everyone loves looking at it. And if you like looking at it too, hit subscribe, lick us. I don't know. Something like that.
We do have a website, HauntedMTL.com.
Motherfuckers. And we're no longer on Twitter because we dropped that shit like a bad habit.
Yeah.
Deleted that fucking account. Felt so freeing. Fuck y'all. All right.
Yeah.
On behalf of myself, Jim Phoenix, and my co-host, J.M. Brannick. I got the name right this time. I bid you good day. That wasn't Harvey Weinstein. That was Harvey. Harvey's the last name. Vince Harvey, Bruce Harvey, the guy from the Midwest that always do like the moments like the Harvey.
Jim Harvey. Wait. Wait.
Paul Harvey.
Oh.
We were born the same fucking day. That's why I like Paul Harvey. Not everybody fucking dox me because they know which day I'm born on. Oh well. That's fine.
Harvey's also an invisible rabbit. Okay, stop. Okay.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.